told you it was love. They convinced you it was normal. They made you believe the problem was you. But somewhere beneath the confusion, the self-doubt, the endless explanations that never quite made sense, you knew something was wrong. This is where we stop pretending. This is where we examine what they never wanted you to see. The patterns that controlled you, the systems that protected them.
There are a million reasons people start therapy. A breakup, burnout, a new job, whatever your reason, there is one place to start. Grow Therapy meets you where you are with support that actually sticks. Whether it's your first time in therapy or your 50th, Grow makes it easier to find a therapist who fits you, not the other way around. They connect you with thousands of independent, licensed therapists across the U.S., offering both virtual and in-person sessions, nights and weekends. You can search by what matters, like insurance, specialty, identity, or availability, and get started in as little as 2 days. And if something comes up, you can cancel up to 24 hours in advance at no cost. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments, you just pay per session. Grow helps you find therapy on your time. Whatever challenges you're facing, Grow Therapy is here to help. Sessions average about $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0, depending on their plan. Grow accepts over 100 insurance plans, including Medicaid in some states. Visit growtherapy.com/start now today to get started. That's growtherapy.com/start now. growtherapy.com/start now. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Plus, free home delivery with any bed and base. Ends Monday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Okay, does this happen to anybody else? You sit down with a juicy QPC, some McNuggets, and those golden fries from McDonald's. Then you take a long sip of your Sprite because you can still hear your mama saying, "Don't fill up on that drink before you eat your food." But you're grown now, so you do what you want.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece McNuggets from McDonald's for just $6. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
You've been told that abusers are just broken individuals who need healing and understanding. You've been conditioned to believe that narcissistic behavior stems from personal trauma or individual psychological problems. But what if the real truth is far more unsettling? What if the patriarchal social construct itself creates narcissists and psychopaths, systematically breeding abusers who are then protected and enabled by the very system that created them? The scapegoating you've experienced isn't just family dysfunction. It's a microcosm of a larger social structure designed to maintain power through domination and control. Welcome back to the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Podcast. I'm Lynn, your host. Today, we're examining how patriarchal systems don't just enable abuse. They actively cultivate abusers and create the conditions where scapegoating thrives as a tool of social control. Patriarchy isn't just about individual men having power over individual women. It's a comprehensive social system that organizes society around hierarchy, domination, and the belief that some people are inherently more valuable than others. This system creates the psychological conditions that breed narcissistic and psychopathic behavior by rewarding entitlement, aggression, and the exploitation of others while punishing empathy, vulnerability, and authentic connection. From birth, patriarchal culture teaches certain individuals that their needs, wants, and perspectives matter more than others. Boys learn that emotions are weakness, that domination equals strength and that their comfort should come at the expense of others, particularly women and children. They're socialized to see relationships as power struggles to be won rather than connections to be nurtured. This conditioning creates adults who genuinely believe they deserve special treatment, who feel entitled to other people's labor and emotional energy, and who experience genuine rage when their superiority is questioned. These aren't personality disorders that developed in isolation. They're the predictable psychological outcomes of a system that rewards these exact traits. The family scapegoating you experienced operates according to the same principles that organize patriarchal society. Someone must be blamed. Someone must absorb the dysfunction. Someone must be sacrificed to maintain the illusion that the system itself is functional. Scapegoating serves the same purpose in families that oppressed groups serve in society. They provide a target for all the rage and dysfunction that the system creates but can never acknowledge. In patriarchal families, female children are particularly vulnerable to scapegoating because they represent everything the system devalues: emotion, vulnerability, the need for care, and connection. They become convenient repositories for all the family's unprocessed trauma, dysfunction, and shame. Their natural empathy and emotional intelligence are weaponized against them, turning their greatest strengths into the very qualities that make them perfect targets. The abuse you experienced wasn't random violence or individual pathology. It was systematic enforcement of social hierarchy. Every time you were blamed for someone else's behavior, every time your needs were dismissed as selfish, every time you were punished for having emotions or setting boundaries, you were being conditioned to accept your place in a system that requires your subordination to function. This system creates abusers not through individual trauma, but through systematic conditioning that teaches them their superiority is natural and their victims deserve whatever they get. They learn that accountability is something that happens to other people, that their emotions justify any behavior, and that other people exist primarily to serve their needs. The psychological profiles we call narcissistic personality disorder or antisocial personality disorder aren't mysterious mental illnesses. They're the predictable results of socializing people to believe they're entitled to dominance and control over others. These individuals aren't broken victims of circumstance. They're the successful products of a system designed to create exactly these traits in those it elevates. What makes this particularly insidious is how the same system that creates abusers then protects them when their behavior becomes problematic. The courts that minimize domestic violence, the families that enable abusive members, the social narratives that blame victims for their own abuse. These aren't failures of the system. They're features of the system working exactly as intended. You weren't scapegoated because something was wrong with you. You were scapegoated because something is wrong with the system. And that system needed someone to blame for its inherent dysfunction. Your empathy, your emotional intelligence, your capacity for genuine connection, these weren't weaknesses that made you a target. They were threats to a system built on emotional disconnection and exploitation. The patriarchal family structure requires someone to absorb all the dysfunction it creates. It needs someone to blame when its inherent contradictions become obvious. It needs someone to sacrifice so everyone else can maintain the illusion that they're good people living in a functional system, that someone was you. But recognizing this truth changes everything. When you understand that your abuse was systematic rather than personal, when you see that you were targeted for your strengths rather than your weaknesses, When you recognize that the problem was never you, but the system that required your sacrifice, you can begin to reclaim your power in ways that individual healing alone never allows. The same qualities that made you a target in dysfunctional systems make you a powerful force for change in healthy ones. Your empathy, your emotional intelligence, your refusal to accept cruelty as normal. These aren't problems to be fixed. They're exactly what the world needs more of. You weren't broken by defective individuals. You were targeted by a functional system operating exactly as designed. The abuse you experienced was systemic, not personal. And understanding this difference is the key to breaking free from cycles that extend far beyond your individual family or relationship. Consider this. How did patriarchal expectations shape the roles and dynamics in your family or relationships? What would change if you recognized that your abuse served a systemic function rather than being the result of individual pathology? This is Lynn, and this has been another episode of the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Podcast. I'll see you in the next one. Visit our website at movingforwardafterabuse.com for articles, resources, and more support on your recovery journey.
Big news! Boost Mobile is now sending experts nationwide to deliver and set up customers' new phones at home or work.
Wait, we're going on tour?
Not a tour. We're delivering and setting up customers' phones so it's easier to upgrade.
Let's get in the tour bus and hit the road.
No, not a tour bus. It's a regular car we use to deliver and set up customers' phones at home or work.
Are you a groupie on this tour?
We deliver and set up phones. It's not a tour.
Oh, you're definitely a groupie.
Introducing Store to Door. Switch and get a new device with expert setup and delivery wherever you're at.
Delivery available for select devices purchased at boostmobile.com.
Here's how to stay alive longer so you can enjoy Boost Mobile's unlimited plan with a price that never goes up. Do not mistake a wasp nest for a piñata. Stay alive and switch now at Boost Mobile. After 30 gigs, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan. The longer you stay alive, the longer you can enjoy Boost Mobile's unlimited plan with a price that never goes up. So here are some tips. Do not parallel park on a cliff if you want to enjoy an unlimited plan with a price that never goes up. Do not mistake a wasp nest for a piñata if you want to enjoy an unlimited plan with a price that never goes up. Do not microwave a hard-boiled egg if you want to enjoy an unlimited plan with the price that never goes up. Stay alive and enjoy unlimited wireless for $25 a month forever with Boost Mobile. After 30 gigs, customers may experience lower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
This work is hard, really hard. Questioning everything you were taught, seeing systems that were invisible, sitting with truth that change how you see the world. It's exhausting and overwhelming sometimes. There's no timeline for this, no right way to process it. We've gone daily now because these conversations matter. Subscribe so new episodes land automatically when they drop.